Hello and welcome to this walkthrough of OpenRefine 3.10. That's a release we plan to have later this February 2026, March 2026. What I'm going to do today is going through the main changes from the user interface. If you want to get all the details of what's packed in that release, I invite you to check the 3.10 beta 1 release details, where we listed all the changes that are available in 3.10. For that, video, I'm really gonna spend more time on what changed in the user interface and the main update we've done, new feature we introduce, and list other bug fixes you might want to know about. That recording is based on the 3.10 beta 2. As you can see here. So the first things I want to point out is really in the menu. Now next to the version, you have this copy version information to your clipboard. If you select it, and I'm going to paste it here to view it quickly, what we have is really all the details on the version of OpenRefine that's running, the version of Java environment, which browser you're using, which extension you have installed, and so on. That's extremely valuable information when you ask for support on the forum or when you open a bug. That really help the team and the rest of the community to help you faster by understanding your environment. So for that demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the list of all the carpentries workshop. That's some things they provide on their website. So I'm going to download the JSON and go in my project creation page. At the JSON, I'm going to select the first. Here, some minor changes. I'm mostly bug fixing, and I'm going to list them here. So there are some improvement on how headers look on import. If you have a project deleted and you want to reopen a project that listed on your page, the infinite spinners has been removed, and you got a proper error message. And we also improve the wiki text layout. In the back, also a lot of improvement on how we manage archive format, so gzip, zip, and other archive. Um, that's going to really help those loading multiple files together as an archive or like uncompressing, relying on OpenRefine to uncompress their files. So I'm going to create the project. First things that's going to be you're going to see immediately is when you go in the menu, we started to add some icons on the different menus to represent the different operation one could do. And you see those icons become very useful in two parts. As an anchor for your eyes, it'll help you really to navigate the menu faster, to locate your operation faster. And you'll see they could also come up in the undo redo tab and in different part of the app, really to like reinforce that message and don't have like to go through long text to understand what's going on and to locate the right operation, um, but really like relying on those visual cues. Another work which is in progress is we're really improving a lot of the graphics, like the stars, the flags, a lot around the facet, as you see, to make the interface a little bit crisp and improve the quality of those images. So that's like small changes you might notice when using the new version. Other big change here is now we have hide show to decide like which column. That menu was named view before. We rename it to hide show in terms of something improving discoverability. Finally, another big change is the column headers adapt not to your content anymore, but to the value of the headers. So, like in the previous version, that column would have shown up like with the end date being truncated because we have fit the content. Now it shows with it folds always, so you can really understand what are the different headers. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy a JSON operation from another project and apply it here to make some transforming my end date to date. Right now, as you can see, it is string and reorganizing, reordering my columns and then splitting my instructors column. That's a new screen that's introduced in 3.10. So when you import your operations, OpenRefine is going to check that every column you list actually exists in the project. So you'll see in the recipe, I've got underscore dash curriculum, and I can remap it to my project here. Here you see my end date does not match. So here I've got the option to remap my operation so my recipe run properly and we don't miss a bit, we don't miss a step during the execution. That really help improve the reproducibility of the project, really help you ensure, again, we don't have a failed operation in the back. You don't know because there is a slight changes in your column name. When I run, you can see my four operation are applied and I have an undo next to the four operation. So I can quickly roll back my options and have that option to undo as a shortcut. Here again, like as I mentioned, you can see the operation logo that reappears in the undo redo history section of your project. So you can like again quickly understand what's going on and identify the operation you're looking for. Next, I'm going to create a text facet on curriculum. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename my column. And I'm going to remove my leftover from the JSON import to make it just curriculum. Now on the column renaming, you see my facet that was linked to it also rename. So I don't have like an empty facet. I don't need to recreate that naming carried over directly to the facet, helping you to keep things more consistent. The other shortcut we added here in the operation is in the all menu. I've got the option to not only remove matching rows, what we had before, but keep only matching. So in that example, I'm going to go in row mode. If I'm interested to keep only my mixed and match records, I can select mixed and match at 740 rows. Sorry, and go into all, keep only matching. So everything else is deleted and I can keep only those matching records. Uh, Before, what you will need to do is to select, invert, delete all the matching. So here's like a few click saved. So those are the big changes in the UI, in the menu. And now I'm going to go into the Grail interface. And I'm going to go on my instructor column. So here I've already splitted multi-value cells. I've got the list of all my instructor. And what I want to do is I want to introduce you to a new function, which is a normalize function. And that's going to help us address and normalize like all the accented or characters that are not part of the A to Z alphabet. Um, so I'll go in transform and my new function, which is normalize, will like transforms string directly. So useful to do some string cleaning, useful to help like work around if you want to reproduce some fingerprint or if you want to work in like building a clustering expression. Um, the other thing we've introduced here is a shortcut when you are in Grail. So if I press the up on my key, I can navigate all my project history. So what we have here, I can navigate it just by pressing up. So that lets you select very quickly as a shortcut previous expression you used in your project history. Finally, we also improve when you're working in Python or in Clojure, the reporting errors. Um, and now you can also use Python in Clojure when you want to do custom algorithm. So in cluster and edit, since 3.9, you have the option to manage clustering function and to add new function. So now you have the option to add Python, Jython, and Clojure based expression to create custom algorithm. Other changes and bug fixes on the interface. So we fix some light bug or like very specific bug in the edit all columns when there is very low number of records, sometime moving to the last page, we'll have returned a blank page. So that's fixed the pagination. Um, we also fix the UI when you have like very long grad expressions that will create um, some overflow. So that's fixing the UI. And as mentioned, we improve how we report errors for Jython in the expression and custom clustering. Not demoing it here, but that 3.10 also include update on two extensions, a database extension. So that's when you connect OpenRefine directly to a database to fetch the data. So if I go on my project creation, it is when you go on the database connectors here. So we have a lot of improvement on how we manage batch size, how we report progress, and we load the first rows. And on the Wikibase, wiki data integration, bug fixes on how when you upload new media, we support the mandatory properties. We made the upload button in the preview tab. And we let the user recreate the Wikibase editing results facet manually after the import. So that's a quick overview of 3.10.